shit.
I'm not ready for that record. All right.
I mean, I'm saying a weed break, man.
Well, then play the other one with Too Short. The one where he gets high through the whole record.
Damn.
That's every record.
I like that one.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Mental notes.
We have special guest Patrick Blake in the building. Playwright, producer. What's going on, man? How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing good.
You hanging out so far? You good?
Yep. I'm having a great time.
That's good, man. That's good. We want you to have a great time because it's important for the audience to understand what we're talking about up here. You know what I'm saying? When you're up here as a guest, you know, I like to speak knowledge.
Yeah.
I like to put it out there and show people there's other avenues and other forms of entertainment. I think some, you know, like in the past, of course, in me being in the music industry, I always meet rappers, great writers, but they're not the best performers in the world. And for some reason, they have a problem with saying, I'm just going to write music and send it to a publishing company and make money that way. It's like if they're not a rapper, they're not going to try nothing else. And I think they limit themselves, especially when you're great at it, but when you have to perform it, it's two different things.
Yeah.
You know, like I can say the same joke somebody else is saying it, but somebody else's punchline and character and delivery and character might be better than mine. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's the same joke, but you know, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. The idea, part of the idea of doing this is to expand the market for rap.
Right.
Because right now you can make money if you perform. You can make money if you put out a CD. But that's it. If you're a rock writer, you can make money if you put out a CD. You can make money if you perform, or if you write the score for a musical, because you can collect and not basically just sit back and do that. And if we're successful, Shail, the rapper, and I, in doing this, it'll open it up so people can make money doing something other than writing and putting out CDs and performing.
Right, and because we all know where the CD world has been in the past 5 years in this music industry. Of course, with the digital game coming in and being a younger generation, as I see it, you know, it is going through a kind of a hell right now, you know, for physical CDs. You know, when you see your Target and Walmart, the section keeps getting smaller and smaller. I just saw some at Walmart where I can bring my old DVDs and turn them into a digital file. Yeah. You know, so things are changing out there, and I wish people would change a little bit faster with what's going on.
The point is that there's different outlets out there, and you know, and different outlets are now looking to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, tell us about your new project, a hip hop musical, right?
Yes.
What does that entail?
It's because I did The Exonerated, which was about innocent people who were put on death row for something that they didn't do. I wanted to fictionalize and musicalize that, and I got the idea of, because of the story that it was telling, that hip-hop would be the perfect music for it, to tell that particular story. And so I talked to my friend Donna Hart. And,
shouts to Donna.
Yes.
The background
said, I don't know people in the industry, and could you hook me up with somebody who could do it? But it's difficult because the model now is you write your music about you and you perform it.
Right.
And so this is a different model, which is you write music that a particular character would sing.
Right.
So we've got, in the play, there's a brother and a sister, a white cop and a black cop, and the leader of the people who are in prison.
Right.
And those 5 characters. And the idea is that this poor guy walked out in the middle of the street, was misidentified, which happens of people who have been convicted for crimes based on an identification alone. 30% of the time, or a third of the time, they're misidentified.
Right.
They didn't do it.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. And if you run that statistic by somebody, they're going to go, oh, yeah, but when they're on a jury, they'll still vote to convict the person because they'll say, well, somebody ID'd them.
Right.
If they see a play where they see how that happens, how a person can say, well, maybe it's him, maybe it isn't, and the police are going, well, you're useless if you can't give us a real ID.
Right.
And the person goes, I don't want to be seen as useless.
Right.
Okay, yeah, it is him.
Right.
And I get more definite the longer I'm talking about it. And they see that process, and so the next time they're on a jury and there's a person being accused, and all they have is a person's ID, they're going to look at that ID a lot harder.
Okay.
So maybe somebody who would have gotten convicted won't get convicted, who was innocent won't get convicted based on that. And like the case of the Exonerated, when we showed, when the play was done before the then governor of Illinois, he was so moved that, even though we don't claim credit for it, he went back and commuted the death sentences of everybody on death row in Illinois.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that we want this play to do, which is to show people, potential people who are thinking about the criminal justice system, that people can be misidentified. That one of the scenes shows this innocent in the police station, and all he wants to do is get home because he's worried about his sister.
Wow.
And the police say, well, if you tell us you did it, but it was an accident, you can leave right now. And he says, okay, I'll sign the confession. And he does, and then they use that confession to convict him. And most people, when you say the person confessed, they're going to go, well, if I was innocent, I would never confess. But if you show them how that can happen, when they're looking at it in a jury situation, they're going to say, well, maybe he's right. Maybe he didn't confess. Maybe something like that. And if we get one innocent person not convicted who would have been convicted because somebody saw the show, then I will be happy. Yeah, I will be happy. And